They say paranoia is a symptom of control, but what happens when that paranoia collides with the full weight of the federal government? What if I told you? The woman who ruled her neighborhood like a dictator ended up on a federal watch list, all because she called 911 on the wrong van? They say the devil hides in plain sight, but sometimes he's driving a cargo van with government plates, parked perfectly still, like it's part of the background. It wasn't breaking any rules, no laws, just sitting there, watching, waiting. But in the eyes of Patricia Hendress, the self-appointed queen of Riverside Estates, that van was a declaration of war. She wasn't elected. She ascended. Pearl necklace always in place, clipboard like a sword. Patricia didn't just enforce HOA rules, she became them. She called herself president, but she moved like a monarch. And like every monarch, she feared rebellion more than reality. The van arrived on a Tuesday, silent, unmoving, tinted windows, a short antenna like a sting poised midair. To most, it was just another contractor's ride, but not to Patricia. No, she saw something else, something dark, something she couldn't control, and for her, that was unforgivable. 3 days in, she began circling it, filming, posting warnings in the community Facebook group. Potential trafficking van, she wrote in all caps. Possibly government. Fear she believed could turn neighbors into soldiers, but control fueled her, not safety. Then came the flyers, photos plastered on mailboxes, fences, lampposts. The van's license plate was made public, not realizing it was encrypted, coded, and traced. That van wasn't just a van, it was a node, a nerve in a living organism pulsing beneath society's surface. By Friday, Patricia made the call, 911, her voice sharp, self-righteous. "It's stalking us," she told the dispatcher. "I'm the president of his neighborhood." But the voice on the other end didn't tell her what she wanted to hear. Instead, they sent the other kind of response. Black SUVs, federal badges, suits that didn't crease, movements choreographed like a ballet of authority, and they didn't walk to the van. They walked to her door. "Mrs. Hendress," one agent said, "that's a federal surveillance vehicle. Your actions have interfered with an ongoing operation." But she couldn't hear it. She refused to, because in her mind she was the authority. She was justice, and she was terrified. At that moment, the mask cracked. The HOA president began to glitch, her power reduced to a shaking voice, her stare hollow. That's when they took her. No handcuffs, not yet, but you could see it. The story had flipped. She wasn't the watcher anymore. She was the watched. Comment. I see through the curtain twice below if you're starting to understand how power blinds people and how fast the tables can turn. She came back 2 hours later, escorted, pale, empty. The woman who had once screamed about property values couldn't speak above a whisper. The HOA meeting that followed, packed, standing room only. The FBI didn't hide behind coded language. Obstruction of justice, justice, they said. Distribution of sensitive federal surveillance data, interfering with an active multi-state investigation. You could hear Patricia's soul fracture. Her protest? I was protecting the neighborhood. But control isn't protection. It's projection. It's fear dressed as authority. She didn't see a threat. She saw a loss of control. And that's the true sickness of power unchecked. They removed her that night, unanimous vote, keys surrendered, legacy erased. She had gone from tyrant to liability. And worse, she had become the very thing she tried to fight. The van returned 2 weeks later, this time with an official permit. This time, no one said a word. Months passed. The bust made national headlines. 43 arrests, millions in illegal assets seized, but buried deep in the article. One paragraph, one name, Patricia Hendress, guilty plea, home confinement, 50,000 fine. Her power ended in silence, surveillance, and a government file thicker than her HOA rulebook. Now, when unmarked vans park in Riverside Estates, everyone looks away, mows their lawn, tends their garden, because now they understand. Some curtains aren't meant to be pulled back. And some vans are looking right back at you. Because control is an illusion, but surveillance, that's real. And Patricia learned that the hard way. If this story shook something awake inside you, don't just scroll. Comment, "I see through the curtain," twice. Let the algorithm and the world know you're not asleep. Subscribe for more true stories about the war between control and reality. You weren't supposed to hear this, but now that you have, what are you going to do with it?